Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone above, below, or in between. Welcome to something completely different. I was hoping to never do a story on this because I was just hoping it would just go away. I don't like criticizing artists whenever they do something new. But recently, it looks like one of the creative, one of the creators of a new movie decided, oh, we're just gonna crap on the audience. And bitch at them because they were complaining and they rated the preview to it as the least liked preview, the least enjoyed preview ever made. And so like I don't know. So the guy that makes this thing just lashes out at the audience and calls them a bunch of shitheads and well, it doesn't use the term shithead, but he pretty much just says they're wrong and they're morons or fools or whatever, or they're meanies. Oh man, no, normally I don't pay attention to any of this stuff, but yeah, if you guys do want a good sequel for Ghostbusters, I recommend the game. I recommend the game, dude. The game for Xbox that you see right here. If you don't want to push buttons, Evolution's a good place to go. There you go. Oh God. Yeah. What's his name? The AVGN. He does a little video on this thing. Yeah. See that? I haven't even 100%ed it. I got like a couple of. I got a couple of achievements here. Yeah, it's got all kinds of interesting artwork. Yeah. And I'm gonna have this on silent because I don't want to ruin anything. Oh God. There they are doing their little advertising stick. So anyway, yeah, this is kind of the Ghostbusters is kind of like a Van Helsing, but with a phone number. You know what I mean? It's just a brilliant idea, comical. I it's just one of those fun stories about I guess it's in the same vein as Peter and the Wolf. You know what I mean? But it's with a bunch of lazy guys that wanted to score a profit. They were like, oh my God, we can turn this into a business. You know what I mean? It's just one of those really great, wonderful wild rides of an idea. There's been several versions of this kind of tale previously. I already mentioned the Van Helsing type of thing. Devil May Cry is another version of, like, say, the Ghostbusters. It's just extremely stylized and action oriented. You know what I mean? There's a dozen different ways to tell this kind of story. But so and after so many successful variants of this kind of tale, it's kind of hard to imagine a bad one. So when a bad one does come out, uh, and a very expensive one, like a Hollywood movie, yeah, it comes as a shock to everybody's system, really. I haven't seen the movie, so I'm not going to critique that. It's mostly about the preview. Almost everybody just didn't. They weren't down for the preview, and they just weren't gonna go watch the show. And if I was the director, I would have just stayed quiet and sat on that for a bit. You know what I mean? And just prayed for you know what I mean? Prayed for some decent sales the first week, and maybe it'll turn into a cult classic, like say Evil Dead or something. You know what I mean? But no, he decided to get up on social media and decided to do an interview with somebody, I think it was, and they decided to put it to print, and I was like, oh goodness. So there you have it. You know, I'm not gonna get too far. I'm not even gonna bother spoiling the rest of this for you guys. You know, I'm just telling you, there's a really good there's some really good entertainment to be had here. If you want a movie, if you don't feel like pressing buttons, there's the flick Evolution. There's all kinds of those cartoon shows. They had several different Ghostbusters variants. They had the real Ghostbusters, the extreme Ghostbusters. There was even one where it was done by a completely different company, and it was referencing a completely different piece of work, and it had a dude running around with a gigantic ape, if I remember correctly. So you know, and that's another version of Ghostbusters. So I mean, if you want to watch that stuff, yeah, there's the Devil May Cry show and game. There's this game. I mean, there's tons of stuff out there for you. And no, I just want to take this, just want to go back and just do a quick little document on this kind of stuff, and to talk about that. Because it's that time of the year. Yeah. In California, we don't talk about politics on college campus, like, ever. You know what I'm saying? So, look, recently, the last couple of days I went to college, people have been asking me how would I vote, and I was like, we're not going to talk about that. I expect everybody to vote responsibly, because that's the way I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote on my conscience, and I trust everybody else to make their own decisions. And I got another series planned that might touch up on stuff like that. It's going to be called Different or Something Different. And I'm going to wait till after the election to load videos on that, because it is going to talk about politics. It is going to talk about U.S. history in the last couple of years. It's going to talk about a lot of stuff. You know, just so folks have a slight idea on where I stand with some of the topics and some of the issues, and why, just to let folks understand what kind of show I'm going to be doing. Normally, I like to keep it just entertainment stuff like this right here, like movies and video games and geek culture and comic books and other nonsense like that. Every now and again, I got to step up for like free speech and things like that. So, I'm a huge fan of the Second Amendment and guns rights, and things like that. But I do have some other projects planned, so be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely going to resume my recommendations videos one of these bloody days. I just haven't felt in the mood to get into it, really, because the only thing anybody's talking about is the freaking election, and that's just getting annoying. It's just, I want it to be done. You know what I mean? Because it's just a god awful mess. It's an interesting show. It's been an interesting ride, but most of us civilians we agree we'd be better off if the only time we ever knew about it was like 2 or 3 months before it was time to hit the ballot, and then hit the ballot, cast your vote, and be done with it. You know what I mean? Because we've seen people get into arguments. We've seen people lose jobs. We've seen the people get into fights over all kinds of disagreements. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've seen, elections are polarizing. You know what I mean? So a lot of us aren't down for it. So anyway, this is gonna be me on. This is gonna be me on for the day. It's gonna be the weekend pretty soon. Catch y'all later. Peace out. Good luck on your projects.